The world Noah lived in wasn't peaceful or quiet. It was loud, violent, selfish, and broken. People had turned against each other, cities were full of corruption, and honesty was rare. Greed controlled decisions, anger controlled hearts, and humanity stopped caring about right or wrong. Neighbors lied, leaders abused power. Each day felt more hopeless than the last. In the middle of this chaos, there was just one man who still believed in a higher purpose. Noah. He wasn't perfect, but he was different. He listened. He tried to live with honesty, kindness, and faith, even when everyone around him laughed at the idea of goodness. Noah raised his children to be strong, not by muscle, but by character. He taught them values that the world had forgotten. And because of these choices, Noah stood out like a small lamp in a pitch-black room. Unknown to him, the days of the old world were numbered. Something powerful was coming, a turning point that would wipe the earth clean. History was about to change forever, and it all began with Noah simply choosing to be good when no one else cared anymore. One quiet moment changed everything. While the world slept in sin, Noah heard something no one else could hear. A voice strong yet calm, powerful yet peaceful. It was the voice of God. Noah listened, heart pounding. God shared a truth more shocking than anything Noah could imagine. The world's evil had reached its limit. Humanity had destroyed itself from the inside. Violence had replaced love. Darkness had replaced truth. God could no longer let this harm continue. And then came the command, direct, impossible, yet filled with purpose. God told Noah to build a massive ark, larger than anything the world had ever seen. This wasn't just a boat. It was a rescue vessel, a new beginning, a second chance for life on Earth. God explained every detail, the size, the structure, the purpose. Floodwaters would come, covering mountains, cities, villages, and fields. Everything corrupt would be washed away. Noah didn't argue. He didn't panic. He didn't ask why me. He simply accepted the mission with faith. And in that moment, Noah's future, his family's future, and the future of the world shifted. Noah now held a secret, a warning of destruction and a path to survival. Noah got to work. Day by day, plank by plank, the ark began to rise. It wasn't easy. The ark was huge, longer than modern buildings, taller than houses, wide enough to hold thousands of creatures. People gathered to watch, confused and amused. They laughed, mocked, and joked. Some whispered that Noah had lost his mind. Others openly insulted him. Noah didn't respond. He hammered, he measured, he lifted, he sweated, he built. His sons helped, Shem, Ham, Japheth, each learning the power of faith through action. Imagine the sound, the thud of wood, the scrape of saws, the rhythm of building against the noise of mocking voices. Noah must have wondered at times if he was strong enough. But every morning he woke up and built again. People asked, why build a ship in the middle of dry land? Noah simply answered, because God said the flood is coming. They laughed harder, but Noah didn't stop, because deep inside he knew something nobody else believed. Time was running out. As years passed, the ark stood nearly finished, a massive structure towering over the land. People came from far away to see it. The crowds grew bigger, the laughter grew louder. Noah warned them, turn from corruption, change your ways, seek God, the flood will come. But the crowds didn't care. They shook their heads, waved their hands, shrugged, and walked away. Some told Noah he was too serious. Others called him crazy. A few felt a strange tug of fear, but they ignored it. Life felt normal. The sky was clear. The earth was dry. Why believe in danger when nothing looked wrong? Noah, though, knew something deeper. Warnings are only useful if people listen. God gave humanity time to change, but no one wanted to. They were too comfortable in sin, too confident in themselves, too blind to truth. Noah watched them leave, wondering if even one person would understand before it was too late. His heart must have ached, not for himself, but for them. Because Noah wasn't just building an ark. He was offering a way out. And almost everyone refused to see it. Then something happened that made the story even more unbelievable. Animals began to move toward the ark, not one or two, but pairs. Lions walked calmly beside deer. Wolves beside sheep. Birds filled the sky. Elephants marched, snakes slithered, insects crawled, all guided by an unseen call. People stared in shock. Some ran away. Some tried to explain it. Some watched in frozen silence. The laughter stopped for a moment. Even the hardest hearts shook. Noah knew the time was close. His sons guided the animals into the ark, 2 of every kind, plus food, water, space, order. The ark was alive, with movement and sound. This miracle wasn't random. It was proof that God's word was real. But instead of believing, most people still denied it. They turned away, deciding it was all coincidence. Their pride blocked their eyes. Their ego drowned their fear. And the final hours ticked forward. The sky darkened. Clouds gathered. The air grew heavy. Noah and his family stepped inside the ark. The massive door closed behind them, not by hand, but by God's power. Outside, the world looked as it always had, quiet and calm. Then came the first raindrop. Small, gentle, almost harmless. People laughed. But then came another drop. Then dozens. Then hundreds. Then thousands. The sky opened. Rain attacked the earth. The ground split as water gushed upward. Rivers overflowed. Streets flooded. Houses collapsed. People ran, screamed, panicked, begged. They pounded on the ark's walls, crying Noah's name, but the time for warnings had passed. The floodwaters rose higher and higher, swallowing fields, cities, and mountains. Inside the ark, Noah held his family close. They listened to the storm roar. Fear tried to creep in, but faith held stronger. Outside, the old world was ending. Inside, a new world was beginning. The rain didn't stop for 40 days and nights. The ark drifted over what used to be land, guided by nothing but God's will. Imagine the silence, a world underwater. No voices, no cities, no footsteps, no laughter. Just the sound of waves tapping wood. Noah must have wondered how long they would wait. His family fed the animals, cleaned the spaces, prayed, watched, and listened. Some days felt endless, some nights felt longer. But life inside the ark continued. Slowly, the rain stopped. The sky cleared. The sun returned. Yet the earth was still covered in water. Noah sent a raven. It returned. He waited. Then he sent a dove. It returned. More waiting. Then finally, the dove returned with a fresh olive leaf. Life was starting again. Hope broke through. Faith was rewarded. The waters began to fall, and the ark rested on a mountain. Noah opened the door, breathed fresh air, and stepped onto dry land. The world Noah walked into was quiet, clean, fresh, like a canvas waiting for new history. God spoke again, blessing Noah and his family. The promise was clear. Never again would the earth be destroyed by flood. To prove it, God placed a rainbow in the sky, a permanent sign of his covenant. Noah built an altar, thanking God for protection, strength, and guidance. His family spread across the land, beginning new generations, rebuilding cities, planting crops, raising children. The animals returned to forests, fields, mountains, deserts, and oceans. Life restarted, stronger than before. Noah wasn't just a survivor. He was the father of the future. His faith saved everything. His courage preserved creation. His obedience gave the world a second chance. Noah died many years later, remembered not for wealth or power, but for faith. And every time rain falls and a rainbow appears, the world is reminded of his story. Proof that when darkness rises, faith can rise higher, and when the world ends, hope can begin. Noah's Ark isn't just a story about a flood, or a giant boat, or animals marching 2 by 2. It's a story about faith in the middle of confusion, courage in the middle of mockery, and hope in the middle of destruction. Noah wasn't chosen because he was perfect, he was chosen because he listened. And maybe that's the message for us today. We all face storms, fear, loss, failure, rejection, loneliness, confusion. Sometimes the world feels loud and dark, just like Noah's world did. But even when everything around us falls apart, faith can keep us standing. Noah built an ark long before the rain came. He trusted the unseen. He acted when no one understood. And that's what changed history. So, no matter what you're up against, keep building, keep believing, keep moving forward. Because storms end, rain stops, water falls, and when it does, you'll step into a new chapter, one brighter, one safer, one filled with purpose. Just like Noah did, and that rainbow, it's a reminder that after every storm, there is light. If you want to receive your blessings instantly, I have a secret video in my YouTube profile bio.